Thank you so much, Mr. Sesan, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Great to be with you this morning. Good morning to all our viewers.
Good morning.
Let's look at the front pages of the Leadership. First paper we will be touching on. The phone lines are open today. Feel free to call in and let us know what you think. AIG Jimoh under probe over VDM allegations at the top left. Top right, another conversation we had earlier today, PFIPC scandal. I paid so-called DG 400 million naira for contract, says private firm MD. This private firm MD, if I were the one, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I know at this point my opinion doesn't count, or I shouldn't even share my opinion, but please permit me, my colleagues and our guests, I would also arrest him because you paid 400 million for somebody to get a position. What were you expecting to get in return? Contracts that would surpass that 400 million.
Is it the Prince Adeyemi you're talking
the
about?
person that gave him 400 million, is the one that gave him 400
This is a new...
He gave it to him that the prince promised him that he would give him contract. You see Nigeria.
Both the bribee,
and the
briberon.
And the briberon.
And the 400 million, not 40,000 naira.
Not even...
You know what is even...
When you hear some value, it amazes you.
You know the fact that he can even come out publicly and admit...
It's to tell you the moral decadence.
People advising them.
No, the moral is just to tell you.
400 million not set up a solid company for you?
No, it won't. It will bribe.
I mean,
so what are you expecting if you have 400 million
We're speaking about this as if it's
normal.
It's 20,000 naira.
I mean, it's an allegation. How we
No. He said he gave him 400 million.
That's him.
He wants his money.
Alleging that he gave
In other words,
we don't know if it's a matter of fact.
Winga, let me just quote here. Yes, quote me, because that's what actually the embattled DG said. He said he borrowed the money from someone. He borrowed the 400 million from someone with the mindset that when he gets into position,
he will pay back.
He will get contracts, he will run his office, and he will refund the money. Now, he says someone, nobody knew. The person has now come out that I'm the one who gave him that money. I need my money back.
But that person, he should be arrested.
That's what I'm saying. They should arrest that person too. Because if, Mr. Sesan, I don't know, I would like your thoughts on this. If it's 400 million, just like you buy the political party form for 100 million, when you get into the office, what would you do?
No, it's an investment now. Is that not part of what we keep saying? It's an how will you run in a single person, though? And I'm sure if you investigate this person, it might be consortium.
Exactly.
Maybe like four, five people to say, guy, if you get this 400 million to this guy, be rest assured that we'll get 400 billion worth of contract.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of a thing. And this is how people have actually been trading, you know, with our lives. Ask yourself, this 400 million you are giving to an individual to get you a contract would definitely set up something that you can employ and engage people and carry out business. But ask yourself, this MD, how did he make his money? Everybody now wants to go into shortcut. My sister just made mention.
Yes, now.
Just invest 400 million and get 400 billion. Invest 1 billion and get 1 trillion. And you ask yourself, where does that happen? A lot of people will ask me and say, Sesan, look at this thing. It looks very juicy. I say, juicy. An organization at this point that will pay you something when the interest rates on its own is about 20-something%. What margin can you make that you'll be promising somebody that you can guarantee him 50% return on your investment?
I mean, even our political lexicon, that word juicy appointments, it speaks to corruption. It means what is juicy about it?
Yeah, because they will tell you there are some offices. They will tell you there are some offices, there are some portfolios that are due. And I ask, is it not service? Whether you are minister of works, or you are minister of humanitarian, all is service. You are just managing your own purview of assignment. But people have now seen using...
Since when the government agencies become fruit shops? Are they selling parfait?
Pineapple.
Or fresh juicy? That is juicy appointment.
This is why at the end of the day, a lot of them will be willing to pay whatever to buy forms, because, and this is why they'll keep pilfering our commonwealth, because you go in there, you spend, it's even with those who are buying 100 million naira forms. When you go in there, they have to be
it's an indictment on the political party itself.
it's what is
an
worrisome.
indictment in the entire
system. It's the entire system.
Entire existence of Nigeria.
Because all of them are doing it.
Not even speaking on, feeling the even private organizations now are already penetrating and perpetrating some of these acts where you just have to say, okay, this contract is for the big boys. This contract is for the lower cadre. This one is for this, and you can take care of this particular thing. That's why a lot of us will continue to say we need a system that works. But the question is, who makes the system work? Is it not the same human being?
Nigerians are Nigeria's problem.
Mr. Owusheni said the tax to fix Nigeria is a collective effort. We should all be part of.
So that collectiveness.
But the forms are expensive. But I don't think all forms. I mean, NDC, the ADCs, the APCs will be expensive. You can also go for some.
You are only looking at the cost of. You are looking at the cost of the form. The operational cost. To set up a company is very easy. How much do you go to CAC? Set up the company now.
It is.
So if you ask my sister, when you now have to buy equipment, buy this, buy that. So it is not getting the political form that matters.
It's getting your message across.
So those things that you now be able to convince Joe and say, Joe, I'm the right candidate. I'll do this.
Use TikTok.
And Joe, TikTok. But when you want to even use TikTok, you won't use the non-paid one. You need to use the paid version.
Wow. Let's talk to Evangelist Osagi, calling all the way from Lagos. Hello, good morning. Thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
My beautiful sister, good morning.
We greet you specially.
Yes. Let me say this. I'm not flattering you guys, New Central. I was discussing with colleagues yesterday that if New Central go the way of other major national television, that means there will be no hope for this country. Please, I want to tell you guys to keep on your position, please. Thank you. But I saw when you were interviewed, when this man, I think the former commissioner of police, Owusheni, was your Sujabi?
Yes.
And you guys should ask them why he was in service, because it's providing solution. And saying this, even some military, retired military, time they come to the studio, they will be providing solution. When they were in service, why did they not provide solution? And he was trying to say, political office holder, when he was in service, I am very sure the wife have a police order. That is that. Because we should practice what we preach. You understand? That is that. But let me say this morning. Like you guys are talking fake agency, here and there, here and there. There is so much. You know what I'm angry this morning? Nigeria, we have almost over 200 million population. How can 200 million citizens be watching, allow just to maybe less than 10,000 individuals to be ruining their country? And we are watching every day. It's not going anywhere. The country is bleeding. There's crisis in our country. And I don't understand. And the last thing I want to say here, how can an employee be richer than employer? If you guys now, yes, are richer than New Central, there will be some questions to be asked now. How can political office holders be richer than the country? How rich were they before they came into politics? And every day they tell the government is broke, there's no money. Even last time, the spokesperson to president, our colleagues, Bayon Nunga, say they were using their personal money to run their office. Okay. How come they should resign now? They have not paid you salary for, they are not getting money. How come you have not resigned?
Okay, Osagi, thank you so much. You've asked very, very important questions. If you're not making money, why are you still there? What are you doing there? I mean,
service.
Yes, okay, they love service. I remember I think it was the senator. So he said, he just loves to serve people.
He loves to serve.
That's why he doesn't want to leave.
Now, whenever it's Friday, he's always depressed because he really loves this job. He wants even to work.
Sometimes Saturday, when they pay us, I don't know, because I'm doing it for passion.
For passion. I love that spirit. And I think that's the same thing. Then we can, from here, just take him to join those classes.
Exactly.
What newspaper are we looking at? There's an important leadership.
And still on the leadership, I would then...
That's
okay.
The headline.
Which of them?
How do you balance jobs and morality, or save people's kidneys and lives? Sachet alcohol ban, NAFDAC raids threatening 5,000 jobs, says Nigerian Labour Congress? Or can you appeal to their conscience and say, you know what, stop drinking while driving, stop drinking on duty, don't sell alcohol to children?
What paper is that?
No, it's leadership.
Uh-huh.
It's leadership.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've
Such
seen
an
it.
alcohol ban. What do you
After
make
grades.
of this?
Yeah, Benga, when I saw this coming from Labour, I asked myself, is it that we'll support immorality because we want people's survival? We are killing people. The regulator is saying we don't want this. This is the harm. Is actually the level at which we have drug addicts this day. We all agree that is the accessibility to some of these things.
True.
While we're growing up, when you see people that wants to take alcohol, it's always in that big bottle now, and it's meant for the big boys. But these days, with Shepherd, 15 naira,
Saturated economy.
you know, satirized everything, 15 naira, 100 naira, somebody is doing it, and before you know it, it's high.
They are miscreants.
And we are now looking at regulation to say, can we have it more? And we are looking at cutting down work. I don't know how to balance it, Obenga. I don't know why Labour are coming this way.
These jobs are lost now, Mr. Okunade. Will you provide jobs for them? What do you expect them to do?
Can't we ask what are other modalities that this organization will put in place? Whether they are going to increase more of the bottled. What we're saying is that easy accessibility, the sachet on its own, aside that...
If they drink the bottle, it's more volume that they will be drinking.
Yeah, but at least it will not be accessible to you. You are buying a bottle at the cost of like 5,000 naira, hypothetically. Let me put it that
Let's
way.
have some-
Compare to you buying a sachet for 50 naira. Eh?
Benga, what did you say?
You say
We should ask a customer that do partake in such.
it's such that is it.
Oh, so I mean, you can share from experiential knowledge.
He was pointing at you.
No, as a journalist, you should.
No. You go to the disco house every Friday
Are you
and
not an investigator?
you share these things amongst yourself, you and your nice friends.
On a serious,
No.
on a
For
serious
Benga,
note,
there
on a
are no
serious note.
sachet on the floor.
Oh, you do
It's
drink
the
from bottle.
It's
Oh,
the bottle
wow.
that the big boys use. And that's what we're saying. That create the class. So you can imagine somebody producing something in sachet. That little content that you are actually taking in bottle and you are feeling the big boys have arrived. He's already taking it in sachet.
So you don't agree with Labour?
I don't agree with Labour. I think that we should do what is
preserve
our lives as against.
I must say
they
this.
can divert some of these people that are working here to other aspects that they might actually, or you give the company more area where they can do all leverage. When they ban this issue of cellophane paper that is being used, styrofoam papers and the likes, they made alternative now. When you go to mall, they don't use plastic spoon again. There is this wooden spoon. Now, so it's when you kill one business, it gives creativity or research, deeper research for people to see what are the other alternatives. I was thinking that how will the eatery survive with this ban of these plastic spoons and the like. But they came out with that other wooden spoon, and that's where we are today. So, but you can't encourage that this idea. It has now become too rampant that both male, female, underage,
everybody
Even
has
law
it in their
enforcement.
pocket.
I saw
We have a caller.
Law enforcement
with the
agents.
yellow brand.
Yeah.
They were sucking out.
Let's take this call. Hello. Hello. Oh, we lost that.
We lost solution.
Let's also look at it. Anyway, I would have loved us to stay more on this sachet alcohol ban because whether I like it or not, it would be nice for the traffic warden, the road transport workers have a sit down. And also those who collect data from the traffic management
see the
bodies
impact.
to see the impact. It's going to be crazier than it was because these things are sachetized. You can put it in your pocket, anywhere you move on to. Coincidentally, the bigger brands, the bigger international brands that deal on alcohol have a complete CSR that states clearly that you must not drink, and they hold on to that CSR. That's why you wouldn't see them sachetized to a certain degree.
Some
They
even
will not.
encourage people to drink. They go on campaigns.
Yes, they have
drink a lot of
campaigns.
water.
They say take a lot of water after drinking and so on.
Okay. Hello, Pastor Martins. Thank you very much for calling all the way from Edo State.
Okay. I'm going to say Honorable Olive and Benga and the rest of the guys. I'm going to say you are doing a great work.
Thank you very much.
And I actually saw, I heard the bishop.
Bishop? Bishop, they are hailing.
I didn't know mine was coming.
You Catholic bishop?
I think it's the scarf that is marrying Bishop.
Oh,
I wanted Pastor. See, he has given prophetic title to me. He has already called me honorable.
But we're going to move to military. Let's talk about the salary increment. Starts September 1st, by the way.
Yeah, well, good move by Mr. President. We've acknowledged the fact that our military forces need to be motivated. But beyond this salary, I think there are other tools I will want Mr. President to actually work on. You can have the salary. If you don't have the tool to defend yourself, it becomes a problem. So you will not be sending them out without equipping them with the necessary thing that should be. And this speaks volume. So if the military men are actually being considered because of their service to the nation and to humanity, that what they consider as their take-home of 70,000, because they've been on minimum wage with everybody to about 187,000, is to speak to the fact that those in civil service, those that are actually out of civil service, that are in the private sector, what are we doing to alleviate the problem? And a lot of us have said, I don't like so much when you talked about giving people money. Provide other activities that will make life more meaningful. While we were growing up, people have access to good education. This 187 minimum that you're talking of for the military people, the question you want to ask yourself is, what can this offer them? Good school, good education, good road, comfortability in terms of housing and the likes. I feel you can even do less than this and make provision of all other things that we have access to. I will continue to say it. Here in Lagos State, there was free education on the part of Lagosians where it was a leveler for everybody. So it wasn't about the take-home of the parents.
Education.
Free quality
But
education.
not just free, quality.
And when you talk about the quality, Joe, I will tell you, we are taking textbooks. I remember, I don't know if any one of you use Ile-Somi writing method.
Please, I don't know. I'm a Gen Z.
Where we make use of
like that,
where we make use of Lacombe, Macmillan.
I feel bad that I know these things you're mentioning.
Why should you feel bad? Most people know you.
And they gave us those
Grow up in
things.
a town
No, yes, now. And they gave us those things. We take them home.
leave it for them.
They give us 2B for mathematics,
Yeah.
2D for writing.
In public
Quality,
schools.
Quality.
not-
The back was blue in nature. Timetable at the. I keep remembering
public
those
schools?
things. Public schools. I attended public school, both at primary, at secondary level, and we have access to those things. So it was not worrisome for our parents to think about the expense on education. But ask Benga what he will be paying. Even for daycare, not to talk of a child that cannot read it.
Or what I'm paying already.
Okay, what? Okay.
Yeah.
So you can. So those are areas where we feel that we need to work. It's not increasing the salary. Provide those basic amenities that we can have access to and make life more meaningful to balance up,
Okay.
and that we equate everybody.
Let's
This
take-
187 will still not go anywhere.
But that's all
It's a step in the right direction.
Because the truth is that
But remember that other people too will now come and call now.
like now, Benga is about to go and meet HR.
Let's
we have
take-
a call
let's
from
take.
Port Harcourt. Hello, Frank. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Oliver, you are in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Comment on the salary increment policy.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
it's a welcome development. I want to thank Mr. President this morning for increasing the salary of the military. These people have suffered for us. Some of them died in the bush just for us to live. And it's better for Mr. President to take good care of them. Let him also extend it to police and paramilitary. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
We
are extending it.
We're extending it.
Yeah, we're extending it.
This should ordinarily give the incumbents the idea that this has been all the while what Nigerians have been asking for in the past 3 years.
Yeah, you see, Joe, aside this salary increment, what is the life of the family of military men that lost their loved one in the course of service? That should be taken care of. It's not about what this person take home now. You should be able to, that my dad is an army and is serving the country and he died in the cause should not truncate my education, should not truncate good access to, you know, the health facility. And that's why I'm saying beyond this that Mr. President have done, I appreciate it, we acknowledge it, but you should understand the fact that it's a wake-up cry, there's a benchmark. The civil service will, definitely will come out now to talk about their own contribution. But we need other infrastructure that we can have access to that will relieve the burden of an average parent and give life, the same life they enjoyed. How I wish that we can reduce to like 30% the current state of private school.
Okay.
Because I will tell everyone that care to listen, I didn't attend private school. And we got the best.
Many people.
We got the best. Most of the time when I tell people that I attended this school, say, no, don't say it now. You attended Harvard. Harvard, where? Leave all those things.
Harvard
My school was beside New Garage. Yeah, you go to Ojota now. I'm proud to say it. I'm a product of Ojota Secondary School. Okay. New Garage was beside us. But then, the quality of teachers, how they are well motivated, and saying was obtainable in most private public schools. That then, you know the people that go to private school.
And it's said that the beneficiaries of this quality education
are the one,
the political appointees now.
Yes.
Are not doing a better job at increasing those facilities, or
we now have more private schools.
Before when we started that if I bring 400 million, give me contract of 4 billion.
Let's move to another Daily Trust, because the big story there is very important. Whilst we talk about the increase in salaries for law enforcement, I mean, we did tell you about the military minimum wage hitting 187,000 as President Tinubu approves 30 to 80% pay rise. But the reason why this is an issue is because, again, they constantly have to be on the lookout. Their lives are, you know, they are fearing for their lives. Look at the big story. No, now let's move to Daily Trust. Daily Trust says, many fear dead as gunmen attack Sokoto again. Sokoto is in the news again. Now, the attack occurred on Monday. It saw assailants set ablaze 2 security vehicles belonging to the Nigerian Police Force and the Sokoto State Community Guard Corps. Sokoto State Police Command confirmed the deadly attack by suspected Lakurawa militant on Gerkau community in Kebe local government area of the state, which left a police officer and 2 civilians dead, several others injured, and an unspecified number of castles rustled. I don't want us to ever get to a point where we're going through the front pages of the newspapers and we see a story about someone being killed or an attack occurring. And typically, in most papers, it'll be in small corner like it was in the leadership. I'm glad that Daily Trust put it as a big story, because we always talk about how we're becoming desensitized in Nigeria to the lives of, you know, Nigerians being snuffed out.
Yeah, thanks to Daily Trust for actually putting up this, Olive, whether it's in small corner, it's in the bigger headline, the fact remains that has there been any day we will come here without talking about kidnapping, attack. If I don't come, every other people that comes speaks to the level of insecurity.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that. How do you attract more people to come into military when the number of the people that you are losing on a daily basis is not in equality with the people that are coming into service? Imagine 3 people are fired dead here. We don't know what will become of it tomorrow. And that's why we say, can the government be more intentional? I don't know the strategy. And that's why when I listen to the state policing of a thing, I've been an advocate to say whether the governors will use it as an advantage for themselves. A lot of us want a situation where we can hold the governors accountable for the security issues that happen in their state. For example, in Sokoto State, what is the governor doing? What are the things that you've done? What are the things you've put in place to make sure that we don't have occurrence of this rather than waiting for the center? Now it's a major subject of discourse. It will get to a level by the time we start state policing. It will just, you might see it concentrated in some area. And people will just say, please, let's leave those areas because it's now security porous. People go there and they are being attacked on a daily basis. We cannot continue to go with the architecture of the center. Let this state policing receive the speedy attention required. That is just my own position, so that we can start holding these governors accountable of things happening in the, how do you want to attract foreign investors? Yesterday I was listening to the is it business summit that was done Delta Investment Summit, and I asked myself, how are we having handshake? We can give kudos to this state, we can give kudos to this state. How are we annexing those things together, synergizing some of those things together? Delta cannot have those things alone on its own. And we've said it, when you have your FAC meeting, when you are sitting down, when you have your FAC meeting, you are sitting down as governor, you should be able to say, these are things I've developed in my area that I'm bringing out to you for you to have a buy-in. And we can see how we can progress in it. But here we are, everybody is working in silo. And when it even comes to security, it's about, let me just do it and call on Mr. President to come out. No, let the state take responsibility. We cannot be reading this.
To give exact numbers and exact details, the Daily Trust reports that it's an assistant superintendent of police, Bala Wakili, that was killed on Monday in a fierce gun battle with bandits in Kebe local government area of Sokoto State, as fresh attacks across Kebe, Sabon Bereni, and Shagari local government area left many feared dead. 37 were abducted and others were displaced. It was said that the attackers invaded Gerkau and Zugu villages at about 4 p.m. and rustled an unspecified number of livestock. According to one of their sources, a joint security team comprising police officers, soldiers, and members of the Sokoto Community Guard Corps mounted an ambush for the bandits as they were leaving the village. There was an ensuing gun battle that lasted for more than 1 hour, but unfortunately, the bandits were more in power. Our souls, our heart goes out to the family of the slain police officer, as well as others who have to mourn this loss. We continue in the fight against insecurity. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, Breakfast Central continues with the papers still being reviewed. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still reviewing the front pages of the papers, and Sesan Okunade is still in the studio with us. Let's now head to the Guardian newspaper. On the front page of the Guardian, 40% salary increase agreement, 57 state varsities and others in limbo over selective implementation. Police shot Abuja Stadium over security threat, 21 feared dead, 37 abducted as bandits raid Sokoto Plateau communities. Owando targets 100,000. Okay, moving on. That one feels like ADC Rulak show array fourth state police bill process over transparency and timing. WAFCON federal government unkept $100,000 promise rock Super Falcons camp. Ew. I think that's a good place to start. No.
They won 2 years ago and they gave them $100,000.
Did they give them that promise?
I don't know if they have collected it.
Exactly.
No.
So
when you say they give them,
the federal government unkept $100,000 promise.
From unkept.
Yes.
Yeah.
They promised them.
There's one thing to promise. There's another thing to
Why do we
commit.
choose to be vehement in denying people what they truly deserve?
Why did you even promise them?
That's the area I want to ask.
I recall during the time of the late Rashidi Yekini and the entire squad, it was until even the Nigeria's greatest striker up until date died, and others in the national team, some had even slept, died as well, that the government had to start fulfilling its promises. Benga, I think it was this year, not this year, it was last year, if I recall, that we opened up this show, and I recall our earlier wake-up conversations where we talked about the president promising them these monies. You remember? We said the girls would get this. We were saying this is a good time to be a footballer or something.
Yeah, that's a lot of...
But most of the time, you just see those promises maybe based on the euphoria, that joy that is coming out. Say, no, I'll give you 1 billion without having a deeper thought of your purse.
President Muhammadu Buhari had to fulfill those promises before his death, before he left office. Even though he couldn't...
Even though it wasn't his government.
It wasn't his government, but he had to say, you know what, let's fulfill these promises.
After the Nations Cup winning team in '94.
You see, if you are talking about WAFCOM or the ladies, I keep asking, the promises that they made to the citizen, how much of it are being fulfilled? It's always... So not to not talk of just one section of this thing. I just came back from Ibadan just yesterday, and I asked myself, it's really worrisome that these days you should make as one of your prayer points that you don't fall ill, because to have access to good health facility.
It's a problem now.
It's a serious issue.
Problem.
I'm telling you.
How do they say? They say the average Nigerian is just
one sickness
away from death or
Yeah.
becoming.
So, and I keep asking
yeah.
myself, what can the government? We have fantastic structures. The human capital are not just, they are not motivated. You go to hospital, people buy things. In fact, when I was there to go and visit, and I was shedding tears for myself to say, people are here, they cannot even afford the basic thing. They say people go as far as buying needles for themselves and the like. So I ask, there's one thing to say, do I even have food? And the problem we are now faced with is, those days we were taught that when you take balanced diet, I can't remember the number of people that take balanced diet these days. You know, those days when we enjoyed when we were growing up.
We did.
Not too far. Because those days, there were timetables of the food.
Eat.
I know what to eat in the morning, Monday, afternoon, night.
And you weren't skipping any?
No,
None.
we weren't.
None. Sincerely
It was not
speaking.
101 or 110.
None.
You know, in the morning.
You know, the beauty of it is that you even have understanding to say, okay, I'm going to take pap.
Pap, I was
and
you're
pap
reading my mind.
and akara
Akara in the morning.
in the morning. That is synonymous with Saturday morning.
Exactly.
You understand? You are going to take cocoa oats and
Then Sunday jollof rice. You know, okay,
you know,
Sunday there's
the
jollof rice.
timetable, I don't think there is any family that can boast of
Having a new timetable.
Maybe there is. Maybe the only be maybe 3 out of 10.
Eh?
And then maybe 3 out of 10.
If you get 3 out of them with a
Now,
trial,
then you now hear anything where you see.
now you go chop.
If you don't want chop,
You
go sleep.
What about protein? You go to
Animal.
Buka, many they're asking protein. Don't worry.
No, but our government just need to be, we just need to see how to go back to. Each time I look back, and people, I will tell people, I'm not that old though. All of us on this call, we are not that old. So when you're looking, say, because when my father was talking to us, those days they will be telling us, when I had Archimedes' principle, I'll be looking at him that, blah, blah, blah. Those ones were very far away from what they say, 1 shekel to 1 naira and the likes. Here we are. A lot of this generation did not even meet 5 kobo. You
Coins,
know,
they didn't spend coins.
They didn't spend coins. A lot of things, and I pray for
What
this
can 100
generation.
naira buy?
Nothing. The least that you can talk about when you want to buy anything
You can't
now
even give
is
it.
about 200 naira. So when you give a child 200 naira, he looks at you and like,
When you're tipping now, you can't tip less than 500.
yeah, of course.
Who
No,
still tips 500?
Benga, let me tell you what I've done
Who
now.
still tips 500?
Let me tell you what I'm
It
going to
depends
do
on what you're
today.
tipping, no?
I am going to look for 200 naira.
Eh.
If you don't like it, my new mantra.
Where you go get them?
Go and sleep. I go bank now. I'll go and beg.
So
You go and beg. You see,
naira.
that's
Let me
the challenge.
change-
See,
let me
my
change
brother,
10,000 naira,
rather
10,000
than
naira,
you
200
begging,
naira.
what we are saying is that thing should be readily available. A lot of people have not touched 100 naira in the last 6 months.
200 naira.
200 naira. So you see more of 500, 1,000, 500. We can't continue that. So when you now give a tip of 200 naira, say, when the person say, oh, God, well done, sir, I say, he looked at you and say, rather than saying, and those days talked about 50 naira, talked about 50 kobo.
We
But
have
I
to
pray
wrap up.
Our government to just please be more intentional about things that are actually happening. I believe in this country.
They
as
said the
an
economy
individual.
has stable. That is the macroeconomic has been
Okay,
settled.
I just
The
want to read one
micro
comment
now
on
that-
YouTube. Michael Obieku is giving you a special shout out. He said one of my favorite news analysts is in the house. Sound, balanced, and unbiased analysis. The golfer himself. I greet you specially.
The God.
Thank you very much.